Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Today we are talking about premium pricing psychology and why high paying clients are the easiest to work with. So, most people believe that charging more will scare clients away. But what if raising your price actually makes your business easier and your clients more successful? So, just think about it. Why do why do people buy cheap gym memberships and rarely show up, while those who invest in a personal trainer get in the best shape of their lives? Well, today I'm going to show you why high paying clients are actually the easiest to work with. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to attract and serve them so that you can grow your business with ease. So let's get into it. I'm Heather Blaze. And I help coaches, consultants, course creators, experts like you build a business that runs smoothly, attracts high value clients, and gives you the freedom to work on your own terms. And I've helped countless entrepreneurs transfer, or I should say, transition from overwhelmed and underpaid to thriving with premium pricing. And today I'm here to help you do the same. And here's what we're going to cover today. So, the first thing we're going to cover is why cheap clients are actually the hardest to work with. And then the second thing is the shift that happens when you charge more. And then we'll get into how to raise your prices and attract premium clients who value your work. So, stick with me because I'm going to show you I'm going to I'm also going to share a proven strategy that my clients use to confidently charge premium rates without any pushback. So let's dive right in and talk about why cheap clients are the hardest to work with. Have you ever noticed that clients who haggle, the ones that haggle the most and demand the most of your time, uh, are always the ones paying the least? Okay, so there's a reason for that. When someone isn't truly invested, they don't really take the process seriously. I mean, how many times have you given away something for free and they don't even show up, or maybe they show up here, they show up there. It's like buying a $5 online course and never opening it, or maybe a book or something like that, versus someone paying 5,000 for coaching and implementing every word, right? They've got that vested interest. So when clients pay more, like, they've got that skin in the game, and that's when the real change happens. So imagine you're selling tickets to a concert, and the people who pay the least are the ones complaining about the seats and asking for refunds and showing up late. I actually just saw this yesterday on a TV show. I forget what I was watching. It was some news thing, and they were showing how this homeless family was given housing, taking them off the street. So they're not like living under a bridge somewhere. They've been given government housing, and they were complaining about everything. It's too small. We don't like it. I think I'd rather live on the streets. They were saying this, because then they had the freedom to do the drugs that they wanted to do or whatever, I guess. I don't know. Um, Anyway, it was just like they were handed something for free. They don't appreciate it, right? It could be better. They wouldn't be happy unless they had like a 3,000 square foot house with 5 acres of land or something. And even then, it's like, it's a mindset. I think if people really, I think they're homeless because of their mindset. Like it led to that, right? But being homeless isn't like the symptom, it's the result of what's going on behind the scenes, right? To end up there. But anyway, the ones that are like paying for a VIP thing, right? It's different. They show up early, they're excited, and they're ready, to have the best experience of their lives. But it's not just about their level of commitment. Low ticket clients often come with a scarcity mindset. They want the cheapest thing, or they want the free things, right? They see every dollar spent as loss rather than an investment in themselves and their business. They don't see like time as money, right? Most people pay more for the time that they're going to save. If you're investing, let's say $5,000, and you get the result in 2 months versus doing it cheap and free, and then you start making 5,000 a month or whatever because of that $5,000 investment, month after month after month after month, and you end up making, you know, $50,000 in the next 6 months because you took that action and you made that investment of $5,000 upfront to learn it quickly, versus if you tried to do it cheap and free and it took years, then that money that was made within that time period of the year versus 2 months, right? Is all the money that's not going in the bank. So this means that, when they're thinking like that, they're second guessing your advice, they delay payments, and they constantly seek more for less, right? Then that really drains your energy. That's, required when you're endlessly convincing them, and often, they don't even implement the strategies that would help them succeed. So, I mean, once I had a client who insisted on a discount, and against my better judgment, I agreed. And what happened? They constantly asked for extra sessions, questioned, every strategy, and ultimately didn't follow through. Because if you think about it, it's like, if I'm offering a discount, I don't value what I have to offer either, right? I don't have that stance of, no, like, this is what it's worth. Take it or leave it. Like, it's worth even more than this. I'm already giving you a deal type of thing, right? Excuse me. That's how I feel about my price now. Is like, my price, you're going to make 50, 100 times more than what I charge. My price is a bargain. Meanwhile, my high ticket clients were implementing, and they were getting the results, and they're sending me referrals and over again. So this is why undercharging, it's just bad for you, right? It's bad for your client too. It enables a lack of commitment, and they end up stuck in the same cycle. They never get the results that they were looking for. It's a lose-lose situation. So now let's go into the shift that happens when you actually charge more. So, charging more doesn't just change how your clients behave, it changes how you show up, right? How you show up in your business. When you charge premium prices, you stop feeling less resentful too about working with difficult clients, and you start delivering your best work because you're being paid what you're worth. Hmm? So your confidence goes up, and suddenly clients see you as the expert, not just another service provider. So, high ticket clients don't need hand holding, right? They respect your time, they trust your expertise, and they follow through on your advice because they've made a real investment in themselves. So it's a real mindset shift, right? So this creates a win-win. They get the result that they want because they're coming up, they're showing up, they're listening to you, they're implementing what you tell them, right? And then you get to work with these people who truly value what you bring to the table. And I remember when I was undercharging, I felt exhausted. I felt overworked. It was like way more hustle to try and get the next client, the next client, the next client, right? And like, I had to constantly prove myself to these clients, and I couldn't go deep with the ones that I had because I was too busy, finding more to, make my finances work. But when I raised my prices, something incredible happened. I started attracting people who respected my time, trusted my process, and actually did the work. And then that freed up my time to be able to go even deeper with them to get them the best results. And then I had time for self care so I could show up as my best self. Like, again, win, 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 win all the way around. So, if you're afraid to charge more, just understand that your best clients want to pay more. They really do. They want to pay more because they know it's the key to getting real results. Okay, does that make sense? So, I mean, of course, you got to follow through. You got to get them that result, and then when it's priced accordingly, right? And there's data that I walk my clients through a formula, a recipe to figure out how much their ideal client would eagerly pay for that result. Okay. And then I teach my clients how to communicate it effectively so that they know what to say so that their ideal client thinks it's a bargain. Right. So when that price is based on data, they'll show up with that knowing, with that confidence, and be like, yeah, it's $5,000. This is your result that you're going to get working with me, $5,000. And they just have this confidence, and they know that that's actually a bargain. Like, that's for the results that they can provide because they're so clear on the results. We figure that out first, right? We have to figure out what the value is of it, and you know what it's actually worth, and then base the price on that. So anyway, I'd like to actually give you an example. So my client Alicia, she helps Latina moms with chronic fatigue, inflammation, things like that. And she had gone through it herself, right? So she knew how much she had paid over the years, but she never thought about it that way. She always thought she was trading the time for money. She was paying by the hours. But when we added it all up, she had paid $4,000 over the course of years to get the results that she'd gotten. Now, because she had gone through it herself, she knew how to get the results for others. And when we created this really powerful program where she could get the results in much less time, she knew that her price point had to at least be 4,000, right? She charges 5,000 to get the results for her clients, which is, they're going from complete exhaustion, which is affecting their not just their health, because they're all inflamed inside. So they're in chronic pain, chronic exhaustion. It's affecting their work, it's affecting their sleep, it's affecting their health, it's affecting the quality time that they have with their kids. So this is like a lot of stuff that's at stake, right? So they're eager to pay her $5,000 to get their life back so that they can thrive, right? So that they can have a life, so that they can have this quality time with their kids, so that they can go get their job back or show up to their job to make the money that they would love to be able to make, but they just don't have the energy, right? So anyway, just a quick example there. So now let's discuss how to raise your prices and attract premium clients. Because again, you can't just, throw a number up there and be like, this is what I'm charging. That happened a long time ago. God, before I even started, I can't even remember what it was now. It was someone I had gone to see. Oh, I know. What was she doing? I can't remember what she was doing. But anyway, my friend and I went to go see her. We were both entrepreneurs. And she's like, you guys are my ideal client. I love this. And I started telling her about pricing and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, yeah, that's great. I'm going to start charging that. She went from like $100 an hour to like 3,000 overnight, and nothing, like, it didn't work, right? Because you have to know how to communicate that value effectively. You have to really price it again based on data. So anyway, how do you actually start charging more? And there's 3 steps to doing it. So the first step is repositioning your offer. So instead of selling sessions or hours, right? You're not trading time for money anymore. You're selling a transformation. People don't buy coaching. They just don't. They buy results. Okay. So instead of saying I offer 6 coaching sessions, which is when I ask people like, what are you charging? Oh, do you have a high ticket offer? Yeah, I do. Okay. Well, how do you price it? Oh, I price it by, $1,500. I'm like, well, how did you figure that out? And they say, well, if I offer 10 things at $150, I'm like, yeah, you're trading time for money, right? So instead of saying I offer 6 coaching sessions, say I help you go from pain point to desired outcome in a specific time frame. Okay. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it, but that's the basics, right? So show them the end goal of how your program will get them there, and also why it's different and why you're different than anybody else, which leads me into number 2. The second step is own your authority. So if you don't believe in your pricing, like I was saying earlier, neither will your clients. So you've got to shift your mindset and confidently communicate that value of your work. High paying clients don't need convincing. They just don't. They need clarity. That's the difference. Not convincing, they need clarity. So if you hesitate when you're stating your price and you don't really believe it yourself, like if you're thinking deep down inside, who's going to pay that? Or why would someone pay me that much? Or whatever. Like you have to have major clarity around why you price it that way. Like why it's worth that. Not just trading time, but why is that result worth that for them, right? Because if you hesitate when stating that price, they'll sense it. They just will. It's all energy. The energy you put out is what people pick up. Um, so you need to speak with conviction from an authentic place, and really back it up with the results that you've helped others achieve. Um, it's really about communicating the value, that's the perceived value, right? So you gotta nail that. We were really deep on that with my clients. So anyway, let's move on to number 3. This third step to doing this is that you need to pre-qualify your clients. So not everyone is the right fit for your services. They just aren't. So instead of just letting anyone sign up, use an application or some sort of screening process. Ask them specific questions about their goals, their challenges, their current situation, their desired situation, all that kind of stuff, and their level of commitment. Okay. These are the things I ask my people on the phone. Like, I won't invite them into my program. I won't work with them because it's really important to me to have this alignment, right? Because when my clients come in, like, I'm in the trenches with them with them on their thing. I've got my sleeves rolled up, like I'm all in. So it's a lot of time, a lot of energy to really get that result. So if they're not really committed, then I just won't work with them. I won't invite them in. I won't make them an offer. It's just no. We all point in the direction of someone else that can get you there because it's really important for me to be aligned with my clients and also to protect my community, right? So when you set the standard, the right clients will step up and the wrong ones will just disqualify themselves. And they just, won't even waste your time when it's done properly. So let me ask you this, okay? Right now, do you have a clear premium offer that makes clients see you as the obvious choice? Or are you still hoping people will see your value and pay you what you're worth? Um, okay, here's something most people don't talk about. When you charge more, you actually get to work less, right? Like I was saying kind of a minute ago, right? So instead of juggling 20 low ticket clients, you can work with just a few high value clients and make the same, if not more. And that means more time for you, more better results for your clients, right? And a business that actually feels exciting instead of exhausting. One of my clients was charging per session and just really struggling to hit consistent income goals. And she was consistently chasing clients, feeling burned out and doubting if she could keep going. And I get it. I was there myself, so I totally got it. And what we did was we repositioned her offer and increased her prices significantly. And within 60 days, she had her first high revenue month with fewer clients than ever before. And that's the power. That's really the power of premium pricing. Right. Another one of my clients, she made more the year and a half that she was charging $60 an hour. Uh, she made more in the first quarter, so what's that through the first, 3 months than she did in a year and a half before. She went from $60 an hour to 3,000 per client. Okay, so that 3,000 is on the low end. But we just bundled her value, we took her knowledge, her wisdom, her expertise, we created a valuable offer, and at $3,000 is what we figured it would be, and I think actually she could charge more, but she was happy with 3,000. And, she showed up with confidence around it. She really felt like that was a good solid price for her offer, and I definitely agree. I actually think she could charge more. I think she could probably be around the $5,000 mark, but that's what she wanted to do, and she's been crushing it ever since. So if you're ready to start charging what you're worth and attracting premium clients who really actually value your work, then make sure to take action, okay? And if you want my exact strategy for making this transaction seamless, I put together a training where I break down all the steps, okay, step by step. But spots are limited, so you need to check out the link below. You can find it in the description below here. And again, today what we covered is why cheap clients are the hardest to work with and the shift that happens when you charge more. We also covered the steps to raise your prices and attract premium clients. And here's the truth: the only thing stopping you from making the shift is you. So, will you stay stuck undercharging, right, and overworking, or will you step into this high value business that you really deserve? You got a choice. It's like a fork in the road, right? So take action now and stay tuned for my next video where I share the biggest mistakes coaches are making while trying to sell high ticket offers and how to fix it instantly. So I will see you there. Take care, everyone.